YouTube, what's going on? It's the Bad Wolf. All right, so thank you guys for all the support on this channel. For those of you guys who don't know, I also have a new channel where I do reviews for all the new products coming out for those people who like to do like affiliate marketing and things of that nature. So the link for that should be down below. Anyway, let's jump right into what this is all about. So you guys are inquiring about how to become a state citizen, a national. Some of you guys want to know a little bit more about the terms, about the stars, all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be kind of a longer video. I apologize for that. I'm going to try to go fast, so try to stay up if you guys can. If not, just rewatch the video or research it for yourself. Do your own due diligence. All right, so I applied for my passport, right? And years ago, I seen that on the old forms, they had one simple box where it said, state citizen, or it had another one that says U.S. citizen. For those people who don't know the difference, they don't have that box on there anymore. And what you have to do now is fill out your passport a certain way. The passport itself is actually a kind of a blank slate or sheet, like they say in Latin, tabula rasa, okay, or blank slate. So the problem is that it's all in how you fill out that form as far as how your passport's going to be. Most of them are all going to look the same. The new passport booklets, from what I've seen and looking at mine, don't have the stars on there anymore. I think that's because they're getting smart and they're starting to say, too many people are asking about that. We have to change that. Now, the cards still come with the stars, at least as of this year, 2019. All right, so could I be wrong? Possibly, but from what I've seen, that's exactly what has gone on with this one and a couple of ones that I know of. All right, so that's that. Now, let's talk about the stars. Okay, so the stars basically do have meaning. Your first one are for like people who are like from other countries who become like naturalized. Your first and second one are naturalized, kind of like people. You come here, you take your citizenship, you get them, your 1 or 2 stars. All right. Or you're in the U.S. territory in one of their jurisdictions. Okay. 3 stars mean that you are basically either a, how do they say it, non-U.S. national, okay, or you're like a dual citizen, which is kind of like because we're all actually born state citizens of the state you're born in. Okay, so when you apply for a passport, typically the average people will have 2, maybe 3. Okay, internally they know the difference. Most of the time you won't see them. The new books don't have them. Like I said, the cards has them. I actually applied using the information from USFL and Copper Moon's site, Moonshine Seals, and got mine. And I got 3 stars on mine. All right. So after contacting the company and writing them, most of them getting back to me, the one lady who she didn't go on the record, but she said basically she wasn't 100% sure, but she knows that higher dignitaries typically have 4 and 5. So 4 and 5 is where you want to be, I guess, if you're trying to become a fully fledged national, because if you're 3 stars, you're basically considered red flag or in the middle. So you're almost out of the matrix, if you will, but you're not quite out yet. So if you get pulled over with that, they may let you go, but they also can still hassle you because you're still basically in their jurisdiction. And for those people who haven't watched any of my videos on jurisdiction, you should really go back and check those out, because it all really starts with that. The reason why people are getting away, these cops are getting away with, things and certain people and whatever else, is because of jurisdiction. If you're outside of their jurisdiction, you can't be, I don't want to say touched, you still can't commit any actual crimes where you break actual laws, but as far as statutes and whatever else, a lot of things go away, we'll just say, but you can't really be bothered by that. But I also wouldn't go out and try to make them pay attention to you. Okay, they can still make your life rough. So that's pretty much that. Okay, so that kind of gives you a quick brief rundown about the stars. So if you fill out the information the correct way, you should be getting 4 or 5 stars. Okay, so that's the goal. So that's even where my goal is. So even though I'm telling you guys this now, this is hot because I'm just coming across some of this information, and I totally thought I had everything filled out. But it's the little sneaky things that they do to keep you inside of their jurisdiction. So let's go over a couple um, because it's key. Now I've got this one already kind of filled out, and obviously it's my real information, so I'm not going to just put it up there. But if you're following along, you've got your DS11. This is for somebody who already has your passport and you want to update yours and you want to become a state citizen or a national. Okay, on the bottom of the form, if you look in the declaration area, it's going to say, I am a citizen or a non-citizen national of the United States. Okay, now most videos you watch, you'll notice that they left out the word America behind it, because that's what brings you into, if America's there, then you're of the Republic. If it's not there, it's the private nation that is called the United States. They own that. Okay. So what that is you're basically like, you belong to like a private group. Like if Microsoft said that, hey, we're the the United States of Microsoft. That's basically what it is. Okay. They play around with the words in a certain way so that they can keep you trapped as a 14th Amendment citizen. All right, which was created years ago for blacks, minorities, people of that kind and caliber, because they want to keep them as slaves. Okay, and that, and using the word employee, make you a federal citizen. Okay, that's why you have to pay taxes and all that good stuff. All right, so going over it, so you got your DS11 out. Make sure you sign it in black ink only, because don't give them any reasons to try to reject it, because they will. Okay, so these are the little things that I believe you should do. These are the things that I've researched that other people have done. This is how my current one is going to be submitted. When it comes to putting your name on there, put your name on there, but don't capitalize it. Especially don't put it in all large letters, because that really puts you into their jurisdiction. The first letters being capitalized, you don't really have to make them small. You can put capital if you want. I'm just going to put mine in small because I want to make sure that they know that I am far away from the all caps name as much as possible. Is that super important? Not particularly, but that's just me. Do what you want to do. Some videos, people never even said anything about it, but if they play around with capitalizing in all caps, then let's just, play the game too. All right. So the next one, line number 4 says place of birth. Now, if you notice on here, it says city and state if in the U.S. Okay, so that's kind of a trick right there. I had done that in my last one. I put my city and my state on there, and that, I believe, is what they also use to pull you into their jurisdiction. Because if you look at the next part of it, it says or city and country. Okay, so I put my city, and the country I live in is the United States of America. All right. Number 5 on here, it shows that people are saying to put all zeros. Don't put all zeros, okay? Because then technically that's considered fraud, because you're putting in actual numbers that aren't yours. All right. I would highly suggest, and once again, in watching all this, do what you want to do. I'm just telling you how I'm submitting mine. This is for educational purposes, so check out other videos, see what they have to say. I'm just giving you my 2 cents on it. Put your social security in there. And what you do is, because what they're going to do is they're going to use that to update their file. Okay, so you put it in. I've always put mine in. I'm going to continue to put it in. Some other videos I've seen, people are now come back and saying that you should remove those zeros and actually put your number in. So, like I said, do your own due diligence. Don't just go off of what I'm saying or the next person's saying. Everything else is pretty status quo. You get to number 8. Don't put your name and address in there. Put in care of, and then put maybe your first initial and your last name for line 2 of the address line, and then put your city. Don't put in the 2-digit abbreviation for your state. Put the whole right over it and put your whole state in there, because they own, I don't remember if they own the 2-letter abbreviations or the 3-letter. But either way, write out the word, okay? Because they do own those abbreviations and the zip codes. Now, with the zip code on here, a lot of people have said you put in your zip code, even though they do own zip codes, okay? That's another way how they bring you into their jurisdiction. You can put a box around it, and like little brackets on either way, just to say that this is not something that you want to have on record. They have it. They already probably know it anyway. But don't give them any ammunition. All right. So the next one says country, if outside of the United States. Well, yes, because you want to claim that you're outside of their version of US and put America in there, or USA on there, so that they know exactly. Now on the bottom, what a lot of people have said is they now don't sign it, okay? Don't screw yourself up and sign this before you get there. But a lot of people will put, which I'm doing, and I did on my last one, without prejudice, UCC 1-308. Okay, it basically means I'm not losing any of my rights. I'm not contracting. I'm not, I'm reserving all my rights, and not giving up anything by signing this. All right. Now we get to this next page, and basically, once again, I put my parents' names in small letters. Make sure on both of them you mark off no to U.S. citizenship. Then number 11, have you been married? You can leave that blank if you want, but where it says place of birth, I still put the United States on there, USA, just in case somebody writes something in or they assume something. No, fill it in. The next it says U.S. citizen, yes or no, just all by itself, a little statement. It's kind of a trick I've always seen, because that's right about where the other statement used to say, where it said state citizen, and you can check off that box. They don't have that part anymore. So click the X, exit out for the no option box for U.S. citizen on there. From there, the basic other information is pretty much the same. Number 19, put rule-free delivery on there. And then you're going to put your city and write out your state. Once again, don't use a two-letter abbreviation. And for the zip code, put all zeros in that. That shows that you're outside of their federal zip code. So like I said, the first part of the application where you put the zip code, that's just for your mailing. Okay, so that's not really bringing you in. It just says that your mailbox is within their territory, because it is. But here, where's your permanent address? This is where you live. This is where they bank things off of. Okay, so put all zeros in that. That means you're in a rural free delivery zone. You're not within their territory. After that, it's all basically just easy. Put in your information if you have an old passport, yada, yada, yada. Now, here's a tricky thing that I didn't see, okay, is when you actually read down through the, where it says stop, continue on page 2, do not sign, right above your signature in the declaration box. Now, keep in mind, do not underline anything. Do not change the wording in there. They will deny you, okay? Don't mark anything in there other than where it says to at the time, okay? So you can, like I said, you can put in what, without prejudice, UCC 1-308, or all rights reserved, above your signature, but do not put your signature or anything else, especially messing with the oath. They take that very seriously. Don't do it. All right. But if you read through it, it'll say you are agreeing to either still be in their system as a citizen or a non-citizen national. Okay, so a little higher up or a little over, but still in their jurisdiction. You get to the middle and it says, unless you use or attach an exemplary statement. Okay, now this pertains to the statement on the passport where it says it's under acts and conditions. If you read that, you're actually supposed to cross out all the things in there that apply to you. Yeah, I know, I had to say this a couple times. If you read through it in detail, which nobody reads through all the little writings, but I did. I went through this thing 100 times because I'm trying to get this right for this last time. And yeah, it says if any of the below mentioned acts or conditions have been performed by or applied to the applicant, the portion which applies should be lined out, and a supplementary explanatory statement under oath or affirmation by the applicant should be attached and made part of this application. So basically, what you're supposed to do is attach your own explanatory statement saying that I am a national, I am a state citizen of the state in which you live in there. I, under oath, agree, confirm this information. You can look up some of this online. Section 302 of public law. Was it 94-341 of Acts or 241? Basically, you're going to make your own statement saying exactly what you are. Okay, so be careful in how you write that. Be careful in how you do this. And once you have it done, go over it. Make sure everything is legit. It can be just two or three sentences. I so and so am saying I'm a state citizen of blah blah blah, and not a 14th Amendment, U.S. citizen. I'm a citizen of the United States of America, a national of my state. And then what you're going to want to do is, at least bare minimum, go and get it notarized so you have a witness there for your statement, stamp it, and put that in loose paper with your explanatory statement on the top of that form, and have it with this. Don't staple or do anything until they either do it or tell you. And then you're going to put that in together. All right. And that's how you're going to put in there. Now, I'm pondering if you should still cross out their stuff over here. But the way they have this written is so cumbersome, because they talk in back ways where it's like, I have not since acquiring United States citizenship, nationality, and then they want you to cross it out. It sounds like basically it's like an oxymoron or so I'm going to just put the paperwork notarized with your signature on there should supersede that statement anyway. So that would be my advice for those people who are trying to get out of the matrix, who no longer want to be under the jurisdiction of the United States. Get your passport done the right way. This is my second one. I had one done years ago, and that's when I came across the actual thing about a state citizen on there. But since then they removed that. So when I redid this one, they only gave me the 3 because I still was tying myself to their jurisdiction unknowingly. Okay, and if you ever have done anything unknowingly, or it wasn't like even your driver's license, it ties you into their jurisdiction. And that's why, like, when you see these videos and people are like, oh, well, and don't use the word sovereign, especially my brothers out there, stop using the word sovereign. I'm a sovereign citizen, blah, 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 or whatever. Okay, you can be in the Moor Nation and whatever else, call yourself a Moor and get the paperwork, all that stuff, have it notarized and whatever else, but stop saying I'm this, I'm that, because until you have it in their system, it doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter if you just downloaded some paperwork. If you do download some paperwork and it's not signed and it's not notarized by the a notary, which is like state, basically that's power of the state is what it is. They don't really tell you that, but that's power of the state. Okay, the state is recognizing it when you get it done that way by a notary. All right, that's the power that's delegated down. Secretary of State doesn't have the time to go around and do everyone, so they relinquish some of their power to people to do that. So once you do that, and then you send in your, to the department, the Department of Secretary or Secretary Department, whatever, that's when you can get basically not really notified, but recognized as having your nationality changed. Okay, there's other things like you don't want to just say I'm going to relinquish my citizenship to the U.S. Okay, because then they can consider you technically stateless. Okay, and then you can just kind of like basically be forgotten property. Okay, and treated all kind of ways. So you don't want to do that. So all you're doing here is you're basically saying, I want you guys to recognize that I've always been a state citizen, and I'm going to continue, and I'm letting you know I'm a state citizen. I'm no longer a 14th citizen by doing this. So you've got all your rights and privileges, even more so, because in fact you're actually, a national. You have sovereignty over those lower systems. Okay, but don't call yourself a sovereign. Don't, and then now this is up to you. I personally am no longer with driver's license. I rescinded that. I gave that back to them and closed it out by getting a state ID. So that closed that off, because you can't have both. Once my new passport card comes in, oh, that's another thing too. Just talk about the pricing on that. Once that comes, that'll be what I utilize, because I will be traveling. Okay, you have a right to travel as a national. Okay, Now, as far as pricing, I think it's like $30 for the card, which is way reasonable. I got the book and the card. I think the book was like 96, like $90, $100, something like that. And then the post office hits you with like another 30. I think it's like a $30 charge in there. So be prepared for that. They typically want you to do it in cash. Um, um, have your paperwork ready. Have your IDs ready. For some of us, you'll have to turn in your old passport books and cards to do a DS11 to update it. But that's basically about it, guys. Um, I can't think of anything else. If I do, I'll just make another video and update it. But that's where I'm at with it. Everything I've done before got me up to this point, and it was good. I've watched other people's videos, and so I'm just trying to clarify a little bit because it seems like everybody has like just pieces. So hopefully this puts everything, a good chunk of it together for you. So, but once again, thank you to Yusuf L out there. Thank you to the other people out there who are, underground grassroots of this and helping all of us who are waking to, find that hidden knowledge. All right. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you guys out. If it does, don't forget to hit that bell, like, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And if you're into other things, check out my links down below. That will let you see what I'm up to and stay in the loop. So that's about it, guys. I will make another video after submitting this soon and let you know if I got the card, because that's all I'm going to go with. Because you really only need the book if you're going to be traveling outside. The card is good inside of the state, or not the United States, the land mass. If you get the book, you can then fly, overseas or whatever else. All right. So if you're not planning on going outside the United States of America, the physical land, then all you need is the card. If you're gonna go out, then you need the book. That's how it goes. So my world travels, well, maybe in the future, but right now all I need is the card. That's just me. So do what works best for you guys. As always, be wise. And for legal purposes, this is entertainment only. And do your own due diligence, not even with just this, but everything you do in life. All right, so stay woke, get your mind right. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.